Section 2.6, Problem solving using rates and dimensional analysis. A rate is the ratio of two quantities. For example, $120 miles in 2 hours, or $100 in 5 hours. A unit rate is a rate with denominator of 1. So for example, if I take 120 divided by 2, I get 60 miles over 1 hour. Or if I take 100 divided by 5, I get $20 per hour. So a unit rate is similar to a rate, except that the denominator is always 1. So if the denominator is not 1, it's a rate. It's not a unit rate. In order to be a unit rate, the denominator needs to be 1. Example, your car can drive 300 miles on a tank of 15 gallons. Express this as a rate and as a unit rate in miles per gallon. So they want to express both in rate and unit rate. And they want it in miles per gallon. Miles per gallon means miles over gallon. So they want the rate in this order, miles over gallon. So I have 300 miles on a tank of 15 gallons. So my rate would be 300 miles over 15 gallons. And my unit rate is when I'll take 300 divided by 15. So 300 divided by 15 is 20 miles over 1 gallon. Or you can say 20 miles per gallon. So per means divided by 1. B, how far can it drive on 40 gallons? So the car is driving 20 miles per 1 gallon. If you have 40 gallons, how far can it go? I have 40 gallons and I want to figure out how many miles can I drive. So I'm going to rewrite 40 gallons in the fractional form, which is 40 gallons over 1. And I'm going to use the unit rate right here, 20 miles per gallon. I multiply that by my unit rate, 20 miles per 1 gallon. Gallons got canceled out. I have 40 times 20 miles, which is 800 miles. With 40 gallons of gas, this car can drive 800 miles. Question C. How many gallons are needed to drive 50 miles? I want to drive 50 miles and I want to know how many gallons do I need. Start up with 50 miles over 1. I'm going to multiply by my unit rate, but I want miles to be down here so I can cancel it out and gallon to be up here. And my unit rate say that I can drive 20 miles per 1 gallon. So 1 gallon for 20 miles. Mile got canceled out. I got 50 times 1 gallon over 1 times 20. So I have 50 gallons over 20. 50 divided by 20, I got 2.5 gallons. So with the unit rate of 20 miles per gallon, I only need 2.5 gallons in order to drive 50 miles. Next, find the unit rates. If necessary, round your answer to the nearest hundredth. 6 pounds for $5.29. You bought 6 pounds of something for $5.29 and you won the unit rate. And you won that in dollar per pound. Dollar per pound means dollar over pound. This is telling you how to set up your fraction. Dollar over pound. So I'm going to set this up as $5.29 over 6 pounds because they want dollar over pound. My rate is $5.29 over 6 pounds. I want unit rate. To find the unit rate, I'll just take the numerator divided by the denominator. So I take 5.29 divided by 6. So after I take $5.29 divided by 6, I have 0.881666666, and this 6 will keep repeating. So if I want to stop, I round it to 7. Over 1 pound. Remember the unit rate always have the denominator of 1. The question is asking me to round to the nearest hundredth, which is stop right here. 2 decimal places. The digit to the right of 8 is 1, so I round down. So it's 88 cents for 1 pound, which is 88 cents per pound. So if you buy 6 pounds of something for $5.29, that means you pay 88 cents per pound. Question B, they're asking for the same thing. They're still asking for the unit rate, but instead they want pound per dollar now. So they want pound over dollar. So instead of $5.29 over 6 pounds, now we take 6 pounds over $5.29. So this is my rate, but I want to find the unit rate, which means I want to turn 5.29 to 1. So I take 6 divided by 5.29. And I have 1.134215501 pounds over $1. And the question is asking me to round to the nearest hundred, which is 2 decimal places. So that's 1.13 pound per dollar. Next example, you are walking through a hardware store and notice 2 sales on tubing. The first one, 3 yards of tubing A costs $5.49. The second one, tubing B sells for $1.88 for 2 feet. Either tubing is acceptable for your project. Which tubing is less expensive? So we have 3 yards that costs $5.49 or 2 feet that cost $1.88. And you want to know which one is cheaper. In order to compare to see which one is less expensive, I need these two links in the same unit. I have two options. I can convert 3 yards to feet or 2 feet to yards. Doesn't matter which one. I am going to convert 3 yards to feet. I start off with 3 yards over 1, and I'm going to multiply by a fraction. In this fraction, I will have yard in the denominator so that it gets canceled out, and then feet in the numerator. And I know that 3 feet is equivalent to 1 yard. So yard got canceled out, and I have 9 feet. 3 yards is equivalent to 9 feet. In another word, with $5.49, I can buy 9 feet of tubing A. And with $1.88, I can buy 2 feet of tubing B. And I want to know which one is cheaper. In order to do that, I need to have the unit rate. So next, I am going to find the unit rate in dollar per foot for both tubing A and tubing B. So the rate for tubing A is $5.49 for 9 feet. To find the unit rate, I'll take 5.49 divided by 9. And I get 61 cents per 1 foot. So for tubing A, if I only buy 1 foot, I pay 61 cents. For tubing B, my rate is $1.88 for 2 feet. To find the unit rate, I'll take 1.88 divided by 2, which is 94 cents per 1 foot. So to buy tubing B, if I only want to buy 1 foot, I pay 94 cents. So now, for tubing A, 61 cents per foot, and tubing B, 94 cents per foot. Which one is less expensive? And of course, tubing A is less expensive.